Climate change is a major global crisis caused mainly by human activities such as industrialization, deforestation, and the burning of fossil fuels. These actions release greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane, which trap heat in the atmosphere. As a result, we're facing rising global temperatures, more frequent extreme weather events, and disruptions to ecosystems worldwide. While much focus is placed on energy and transportation, one powerful yet often overlooked solution is recycling. Recycling reduces the amount of waste sent to landfills, which produce methane, and lowers emission by using less energy compared to producing goods from raw materials. For example, recycling aluminium can reduce emission by up to 40 times compared to producing it from virgin sources. Further in this video, we will explore current recycling efforts such as clothing recycling through initiatives like Cloth Cares, which repurposes used textiles and reduces waste, and the recycling of used cooking oil, which is now being converted into biofuels and eco-lubricants instead of polluting drains and land. These examples show that recycling doesn't just manage waste, it's a practical, climate-positive action. And throughout our slide, we will highlight how improving recycling systems and behavior can play a key role in addressing climate change.
I want to highlight a powerful but often underestimated tool in our fight against climate change, which is recycling. Much of the waste sent to landfills decomposes and releases methane and carbon dioxide. In 2008 alone, 20 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent were released from landfill to solid waste. These emissions are a great significant contributor to climate change. Waste policies have far-reaching impacts up the supply chain, where the majority of greenhouse gas emissions are generated. Choosing recycled content over virgin materials reduces these upstream emissions across a product's life cycle. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, producing aluminium from virgin materials generates 40 times more greenhouse gas emissions than producing it from recycled materials. For other materials, emissions from primary production are 4 to 5 times greater than those from secondary production. Recycling paper also affects carbon sequestration. By reducing the demand for virgin paper, we reduce the need to harvest trees, allowing forests to continue absorbing carbon dioxide. Forestry models show that increased paper recycling correlates with decreased timber harvesting and more standing carbon in forests. Recycling minimizes the need for raw material extraction and reduces the energy and fossil fuel use required in manufacturing. Though processing recycled materials also emits some greenhouse gas, the net benefit is consistently positive. More recycling also means less landfill waste and lower methane emissions. Recycling is not just about reducing waste. It's a critical strategy for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and protecting natural carbon sinks. Every time we recycle, we are making a climate-conscious choice with lasting impact.
To improve recycling efforts and behaviors, especially for items like clothing and used cooking oil, we can apply Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory to guide multi-level action. At the individual level, we begin by building personal awareness of the environmental impact of waste. Teaching skills like turning used oil into soap or using clothes can motivate people to recycle with purpose. In the microsystem, families and close communities play a vital role. When recycling becomes part of daily routines at home, and teachers or peers model eco-friendly behavior, it reinforces positive habits. The mesosystem enhances these through connections between settings. Schools collaborating with NGOs or organizing peer-led recycling programs can increase participation and create social support for sustainable behavior. Next, the ecosystem involves structures that indirectly influence us, like recycling infrastructure and government campaigns. To boost behavior, we need more accessible recycling bins, clear posters, and even cash rewards for those who recycle. These practical tools make it easier for people to act sustainably. While at the macro-system level, promoting a culture that values sustainability backed by supportive policies can normalize recycling as part of everyday life. This means embedding waste reduction into national values, business practice, and education. And finally, the chrono system reminds us that behavior change unfolds over time. Age-specific programs like eco-education for youth and long-term campaigns help sustain awareness and commitment. In the end, behavior changes when both organizational policies shift and physical environments make recycling the easier, more rewarding choice. When people see the benefit and feel supported at every level, real change happens.
First is the recycling of clothing. Although clothing waste is often disposed of by burning and dumping, recycling and reuse is the most effective and environmentally beneficial method. The Sustainable Clothing Action Plan, SCAP, states that if changes are made to the way clothing is sourced, worn, and disposed of in the UK, the carbon, water, and waste footprint of clothing consumption could decrease from 10% to 20%. The most popular way to dispose clothing is usually to donate it to humanitarian organizations. Many donate their unwanted textile to charities too. Clothing that cannot be sold or donated is turned into cleaning rags or sold to other sectors. The sorted clothing is then delivered to Africa, East Europe, and Asia for reuse. Next is with cooking oil. Cooking oil that has been used repeatedly during the frying process is known as used cooking oil or UCO. Since UCOs are the primary element in food frying, they are manufactured in large quantities. Between 0.1 and 0.5 million megatons are generated annually in nations such as Canada, Denmark, Spain, Italy, Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, and the United Kingdom. Pollution of the environment occurs when used cooking oil is disposed of in rivers, drains, and sewage systems. An excellent option for the soap-making resource is used cooking oil. Generally, it is less expensive than other oils. Soap can be manufactured by mixing used cooking oil with water and sodium hydroxide or lye. It then takes 2 to 4 weeks for it to solidify.
In Malaysia, the need for recycling has never been greater. As urbanization increases, so does the volume of waste produced. Therefore, businesses in Malaysia are stepping up to tackle this challenge with innovative solutions. So let's take a look at some of the key players in the recycling industry. Company like Keluth is leading the charge by providing integrated waste management service. They handle everything from plastic, paper, and cloth to ensure that the waste does not end up in landfills. Another notable player is H&M Recycle, a company that committed to encouraging communities to recycle and reduce their carbon footprint. They focus on providing easy-to-access recycling drop-off points for residential and commercial customers, helping divert waste from landfills and promoting a cleaner environment. On the innovative side, Suapan Sabun is a unique business that turns used cooking oils and fats into eco-friendly soaps. This upcycling initiative not only helps to reduce waste, but also supports sustainable practices by repurposing materials that would otherwise be discarded.
In conclusion, the driver of climate change can be tied to human activities. Therefore, it is our duty as duly citizens to mitigate the very real effects that we are facing right now. Carbon emissions are a huge problem, and participating in activities that recycle our common household items like cooking oil and clothing can reduce these emissions and save our planet. There's no planet B, and by applying Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory into our daily lives as eco-warriors, it can help us all play a part in saving Mother Earth.